Hello everybody, welcome back to the Writer channel. Today I'm going to show you an AI agent that helps websites which are trying to transform for the age of AI, figure out the best way to set up their FAQs and schema so that they can rank highly in the conversational queries that come up all the time with chatbots. Now, publishers know that traffic has taken a steep hit this year. Traditional web search used to send a lot of traffic to commerce sites and news sites. Nowadays, those conversations are happening inside chatbots, and often they're not sending as many visitors to the site. But there is a way to improve your ranking inside those conversational chatbot engines. One of the key ways you can do that is to add a lot of FAQ type data to your website. So, question and answer is the format of the conversation with the chatbot. It goes out and looks for those kinds of conversational question and answer text, takes that and assumes, hey, this is authoritative, this site understands what this person is asking for, it's similar to this question, let me feed them this brand. So I'm gonna walk you through the playbook and also show off the schema. And it's important to remember, just like SEO had crawlers and hidden keywords and all kinds of tactics, AEO and GEO, answer and generative engine optimization for AI chatbots have the same. There's going to be all kinds of work that goes into optimizing for the crawlers that the AI engines now use to search the web and to create their training data. All right, if that sounds interesting to you, stick around and I'll show you how it's done. So, first thing we're going to do here is pop over into the Writer platform, and I will go over here and go to my playbooks. Now, playbooks are like a set of finely tuned instructions that can also include connectors to your data or triggers for when they run, all kinds of neat stuff. I've got my generate FAQ and content schema playbook here. And as you can see, it generates relevant FAQ content, accompanying schema. It does a page analysis based on the URL you give it, looks for the company name. And if I were to hit play here, you'll see it asks for a URL and a company name. And then these are the deliverables you'll get: a customer-facing FAQ content, the JSON with the FAQ schema file, and a user query research summary. All right, so I could enter two things in here and hit play, but let me hop over here to an example of a website. So, as you may have noticed, I am bald. I created a fake brand, Hairstute, which is all about replacing your hair. This is our traditional site. It's been around since 2000. Our SEO is great, our GEO not so much. So we've got our page here with what we offer. If you go to the top, you can look at our treatments. We've got different ones. And of course, we've got our about page with some strong results here, but no FAQs anywhere in here. Lots of facts, lots of keywords. That would have been great for SEO, but not what we're looking for now. So if I go over here to the FAQ after it's run, you can see sort of an analysis of what it will give me. So here I've got my FAQ, changing the format of the page to be much more conversational with long answers based on these questions and links out to relevant sites. So Reddit here, all kinds of other hair care stuff to give it more sort of authority. And then along with that in my deliverables, I've got my schema. So here you can see how it's set it up. The context, the type is an FAQ page. Everyone has an accepted answer. It's got type question. And so all of that stuff is going to be read by the crawlers and interpreted as, okay, I get what this is. This is an FAQ with strong information. This is the kind of thing I should be paying attention to when I am deciding what to rank. So one thing I think is interesting is as I get more advanced with these playbooks and thinking about them as sort of super prompts with connectors and triggers, routines, and skills built in, I start to imagine what it would be like if I took those finely tuned instructions and turned them into a skill. So a skill is like a way of embedding your institutional knowledge, your toolkit, your task at hand as a series of instructions that are highly precise. So in here, inside of this one, I've said use the SEO FAQ schema skill to ensure precise analysis. So when I come into Writer Agent, I've got my playbooks here for sure, that's a great thing, but I can also go over to Manage Writer Agent and I can look at skills. So here I've turned SEO FAQ schema optimizer into a skill. And what that means is I can start to stitch these things together. So I go to my website, and earlier on, I might have had 3 different playbooks, one for GEO analysis, one for turning keywords into natural language queries, and one for FAQ schema generation. Now I might write a playbook that says, first use the GEO analysis skill, then the natural language query skill, and finally turn to the FAQ schema generator skill. I can package those together with this really accurate instructions without bloating the context window, because it's kind of doing like an individual tool call for each one when it goes to the skill. And when I come back, I've done a longer multi-step run over 20 or 30 minutes, but I've got all of these different deliverables instead of doing one agent for one piece of the workflow at a time. Anyway, that's some more advanced stuff. We have a bunch up on the website this week about skills. I'll put a link to it in the description. For now, let's jump back into the playbook we were discussing before. And here's the end of a key run here. It gave us 40 FAQ questions across the 3 pages, 3 JSON-LD FAQ schemas, an implementation guide with code examples, validation steps, and best practices, and also some key insights. The query transformation turned it into 60% informational queries, strategically filtered out 9 generic keywords, and it talks about the benefits, improves visibility in AI search engines, builds trust and authority, all the delivered files here. All right, so that's it for this one. It's pretty simple, but it can be really powerful. SEO is a well-known art form. It's developed over the years. AEO and GEO, it's the Wild West. If you're interested in learning this stuff, we have SEO experts who have been doing this for decades. Now they're cooking up playbooks and agents that are keeping writer at the top of the list. When you go into any of these chatbots and you ask about an enterprise AI platform, you will find us there because we have implemented these agents and figured out our own natural language queries, FAQ schemas, all that good stuff. All right, I hope that was interesting to you. If you want to learn more, please get in touch.